sounds telling me it's right. It's so different. But when you take me to the light, it's like a cigarette. And I'm burning at your lips. That's so innocent. Then you kick it up and now I want to show you all what you deserve. And know we got so much to learn. And just like when we said I do, and it's only you that can do it like that. Yeah. I like it with you. I like it with you. I like it with you. In the sand that we'll dance. We ain't got no plans. You. I like it with you. I like it with you. And the hours will melt all night long. I like it when you close all the curtains. Taking up the trash and the burdens. We got all the time, ain't no worries. I like it with you in it. And make me take a little look. Can we finish it? And then get busy getting back into the thick of it, yeah. Take a second, breathe it in. Now out again. I'm still understanding just how you do. The magic when you look at me. Know what I'm saying? It inside your seat. Oh, and just like when we said I do. And it's only you who could do like that. It's only you who could do like. I like it with you. I like it with you. I like it with you. In the sand that we dance. We ain't got no plans. You. I like it with you. I like it with you. When the hours will melt all night long. I like it when you close all the curtains. Taking out the trash and the burdens. We got all the time, ain't no worries. I like it when you tell me that you love it. And when you pull the strings, I'm a puppet. Even when it rains, we above it. I like it with you. I like it with you. I like it with you.
É desse jeito, só leva chifre quem não faz amor direito. É desse jeito. É desse jeito, só leva chifre quem não faz amor direito. Só leva chifre quem não faz amor direito. E mais um.
Camisinha ruim, quase não satisfaz. Mas hoje eu tô vendo a falta que ela me faz. Camisinha ruim, quase não satisfaz. Mas hoje eu tô vendo a falta que ela me faz. Eu quero camisinha ruim.
cold heart of mine. She really took a beating before you. You stuck through blizzards, winter nights with you. Now I'm blooming just for you. For you. There's nothing I wouldn't do. 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 For you. For you. For you. For you. Open eye, high blue skies for the first time. I got nightmares sometimes, 'cause I'm bracing for a storm I'm used to. You stuck through blizzards, winter nights with you. Now I'm blooming just for you. For you, there's nothing I wouldn't do. 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 For you, for you, for you, for you, for you,
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hid your fury and kept it in. But it's time now, you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Motive Racing YouTube channel. We are back here tonight for the Purple Sector Formula One League. We are here for round 10 of this 23-round season for season 9 here on the PlayStation platform, and we are here at Austria, the Red Bull Ring, for round 10 of the season. The Styrian Mountains providing a very exciting backdrop here for what is going to be a sprint event here, so not just a Grand Prix but also a sprint. We've just had the one-shot qualifying session a few moments ago in which Vita and Ultra managed to take pole position by only 200ths of a second actually, ahead of Nathan, who has managed to put in a very strong lap there. We'll line up in second place. We're ahead of Teza Muzza, who's third, only 400ths back. Then those guys are a big gap actually ahead of Flair, who's in fourth place. But it's going to be an exciting race here with a very, very close session indeed. Obviously, it's a very short track, so that does explain some of it as to why it's such a close, tight-knit session. But nonetheless, we're about to get racing here at Austria for the Austrian Grand Prix here at Purple Sector Formula 1 League here for round 10 of Season 9. And as I said before, it's exciting to see the championship contenders up near the front. Obviously, Vita and Ultra and Teza Muzza in first and third places, but separated by Nathan, who's lining up in second place. I'm going to quickly go through the standings for the top drivers here. So obviously the situation is this: you've got Vita and Ultra first on 127 points ahead of Teza, who is second on 120. That's only 7 points between Vita and Ultra and Teza going into tonight. And Matty Pitt's not too far behind in third, 26 points back. They're a long way ahead of Rexy Boy in fourth, who sits on 67 points. He's 60 points off the championship lead. So that is the situation here. But we're about to go racing here at the Red Bull Ring for round 10 of the season. And it's lights out and away we go. Looks like Vita and Ultra didn't get a great start as Nathan's already leading here into turn 1. Nathan with a fantastic start here, but he goes a little bit wide there on the exit of turn 1. Vita and Ultra gets to cut back there beautifully, back up into the lead. As we can see, Matty Pitts there managed to get ahead of Flair up into fourth place, and Justifies moved ahead of Street Boy as well. But that up towards turn 2, it's Vita and Ultra who's got Nathan looking to his outside here into the braking zone. Nathan goes a little bit wide. Vita and Ultra holds. Oh, there's contact there, and Nathan just turning Vita and Ultra around, and Teza Muzza leads the race. Matty Pitt into second place, and Vita and Ultra dropping down the order here. Freddie's got ahead of him as well, so Flair into the podium places, Freddie into fourth place. What a chaotic start there. Vita and Ultra getting tagged around by the man who lined up alongside him on the front row. That was Nathan. Nathan's down to 13th place, came off way worse in that one. There's a bit of a battle going on here between T and Truckee. Truckee's managed to get back ahead of T as they come down towards turn 4. But what a battle that's going on between those two right now. You've got T, the McLaren on the inside there, trying to come back at Truckee as Truckee holds it around the outside, but didn't get a great run here out of that corner. They're still running pretty close here, but Truckee managed to get that job done there, up into 14th place. But the big news here is that Teza Muzza leads the race because he's inherited the lead due to Vita and Ultra and Nathan coming together, coming through turn 2. And Teza Muzza, the lucky beneficiary of all of that carnage. But Freddie is on the back of Flair at the moment, in battle for third place, trying to get a position gain here. As we've got Ruck who's moved ahead of Justify, and Stiffmeister's also got ahead of Joseph. And Joseph lost it there coming out on the exit of turn 1. Joseph, has he put it in the wall? I'm not sure. Where is he? Where has he ended up in all of that? I'm not sure. We've got a yellow flag out through sector 1. And Freddie's moved ahead of Flair up into third place as well. So Freddie getting another place there. Ruck's moved ahead of Justify. Brinky losing a couple of places there as well. Justify now trying to come back at Ruck here as they come down towards turn 3. Is he going to have a chance here to make a move around the outside? He's going to look into the braking zone there. There's Nathan's moved ahead of Stiffmeister as well up into 11th place. So constant changing going on right now. Bit of contact there between Nathan and Stiffmeister. Stiffmeister on the inside here, coming through into this next corner, and Stiffmeister gets the move done back on Nathan up into 11th place. Nathan down in 12th place after a cracking qualifying session. He's made a bit of a hash at the start of this race, but still the Grand Prix to come after this sprint race, so still plenty of action, still chances for him to redeem himself as Flair's lost out to Vita and Ultra. Vita and Ultra's up into 4th place here after his contact on the first lap with Nathan. He's now starting to make some gains here in this race. But Teza Muzza, your comfortable leader here at the end of lap 2. Matty Pitt in second, Freddie ahead of Vita and Ultra, followed by Flair completing the top 5. You've got Street Boy ahead of the mark, followed by the Ruck. Then you've got Justify and Brinky completing the top 10. Stiffmeister currently on the back of these right now as we've got a big train of cars here battling over 7th place here, all the way from the mark down to pretty much Nathan here as Brinky trying to make this move. Oh, and there's a bit of contact there as the Alpine of the Williams there of Brinky forcing his way through. As we come down towards turn 3, Freddie's got ahead of Vita and Ultra on the timing board, so these two having a battle, but we're watching a battle here currently for 9th place. As we can see there, Stiffmeister on the inside of Brinky. Brinky can't make that move. Nathan now attacking on the back of Brinky here as they come down towards Louder Curve, turn 4. He's going to look to go all the way on the outside, but he's not going to make that one happen. Brinky holds that inside line, but Justify is still running in 9th place ahead of this pack of cars right now, and it's still as you were in that battle right now, but Freddie's still battling with Vita and Ultra. Vita and Ultra trying to go around out. Oh, at the inside, sorry. And there's contact between Vita and Ultra and Freddie. They're both facing, well, Vita and Ultra's facing the wrong way as he banks on the ghost there to save his skin. as he gets it pointing in the right direction again. But V10 Ultra's been involved in 2 collisions here tonight. Maybe the first one wasn't his fault. I'm not sure about the second one. I didn't really see enough of it, to be honest with you. Freddie's come off a little bit better in that one, but both of them, it's been a catastrophic consequences for their races. Freddie in 12th, V10 Ultra in 15th place. As the Marks moved ahead of Ruck up into P5, we've got Stiffmeister, who's managed to get ahead of Justify up into 7th as well as they come up towards turn 2. So, yeah, constant action right now, but Freddie now running in 12th place. V10 Ultra with a lot of work to do after his contact on the first lap with Nathan. He's now running behind Nathan, who's now running in P10, having got himself back up a couple of places. We've got Stiffmeister battling with Justify going through turn 2. We've also got Nathan, who's just out to Brinky here in the background, but Stiffmeister on the inside, on the outside of Justify there as they come through turn 3, and they're still side by side here, these two. The Red Bull of Stiffmeister trying to keep some grip. Oh, and he's lost it there. There was a bit of contact there between him, and that was all that was needed, and he's now having to get it pointing here in the right direction once again. Stiffmeister there with the contact there, dropping back massively. We've got Flair into the pits at the end of lap 3. I wonder why. No mandatory pit stop in the sprint race. Obviously, you don't have to come in at any point during the race, so clearly damage or something, or maybe strategic. Not quite sure. Maybe banking on some weather playing a hand here. But Brinky's moved ahead of Justify into turn 1. He's got himself into P6 there. And we've got Flair still in the pits getting these soft tyres put on, so he'll have pace in the end of this race. But it's going to set him back a lot just being in the pits on its own. As Trucky's got ahead of Brinky up into 7th place. So Brinky there has lost out to Justify and Trucky. We've got yellow flags through Sector 3, not sure what they're in aid of at the moment. V10 Ultra also in the pits here at the end of lap 4 as well. So lots of drivers coming in over the course of this sprint race here so far. But Tezza is your leader ahead of Matty Pitt. It's a Mercedes 1-2 at the moment. Trucky's moved back ahead of Justify, but they're still side by side as Justify getting pushed out onto the curb a little bit there. Trucky getting that move done up into P6. Brinky waiting in the wings in the background here, hoping the Bobbitt's get involved in this action. But it's all go here in the early stage of the sprint race. Well, I'll say we're nearly halfway through the sprint race by now. But yeah, it's been cracking action here tonight at Purple Sector. You've got Justify looking on the back of Trucky here, coming down towards the penultimate corner. He's going to be close enough to make a move. He's not going to be close enough at the moment and holds on for the time being. You've got Brinky here waiting for an opportunity here. If these two trip over each other as they're coming down the start-finish straight here, they've all got DRS on each other. But Brinky's DRS isn't really going to be paying him much dividends because Trucky's got DRS on Justify's got DRS on Trucky as well. But here comes Justify with the DRS on Trucky as he makes the move here into turn 2, and that's dropped on there for Justify. Now Brinky will be looking to try and follow him through as well if he possibly can here. But nice move there from Justify. Is he now going to just say bye-bye to these two here and try and cement his position there in P6 here in this race? The Marks on the back of Ruck here, still battling over 4th place at the moment. Matty Pitts keeping Tezza on his toes here out the front, to be fair. These two Mercedes currently classes of the field at the moment, obviously with V10 Ultra and Nathan. The two contenders in qualifying dropping out of it in the early stages, but Matty Pitt's not letting his teammate absolutely run away with it at the moment. And obviously Matty Pitt isn't too far behind in the championship battle either, so he's far from out of this this season's fight, as we're just coming over the line to complete the halfway point in this sprint race here. But Mark's still on the back of Rockin' up for 4th place. You've got Trucky there still hassling the back of Justify here as they come over the start-finish line. And Brinky's moved ahead of Trucky there up into 7th place over the start-finish line. So that's dropped on there for Brinky up into P7. As we see all the McLaren there of T tagging Freddie in the rear. Freddie's round and he's got it pointing in the right direction there, but he's lost time. And T continues on his way. Freddie there dropping down the order, and he's going to have Nell Uragio on the back of him as well in a second. So Freddie having a bit of a nightmare of a race here. Seemingly is a bit of a magnet to incidents over the course of this one, unfortunately. We've got Brinky here on the back of Justify as they come down towards turn 3, but he's still too far back just at the moment, then has to continue to hold position in that one. Marcus on the back of Ruck as well in this battle for 4th place. They're continuing to run pretty close here. Matty Pitt still keeping Tezza on his toes out the front as well, so plenty to keep an eye on at the moment. But looking like this battle between Justify and Brinky, which has been the one that's produced most of the action so far in this race in terms of the close fights here in this one, is continuing to look pretty close here. But Brinky for the time being still can't force his hand here and make Justify into an error here. But Stiffmeister also on the back of Rexy Boy in the battle for 12th place. You've got Oliver all over the back of Stiffmeister as well. So these are a lot of cars here packed into a short space. Well under a second here separating these three, Rexy Boy, Stiffmeister and Oliver at this point. Matty Pitt just within about half a second here of Tezza as they come down the back straight between turns 2 and 3. Mark is on the back of Ruck as well. As they're coming down towards 3, you've got Justify moving ahead of Brinky there into the braking zone of turn 2. And Brinky might be vulnerable here to Trucky, who's getting a bit closer here. Brinky actually has got DRS though on Justify, which is helping him to pull away from Trucky as they come down towards 3. And he's okay for the time being there as Brinky. He's got that one covered. Stiffmeister's moved ahead of Rexy Boy up into P12 as they're coming down the straight towards turn 3. Stiffmeister's on the outside. Rexy Boy's going to try and send one up the inside here. Is he? No, he's too far back. Stiffmeister's got that one done up into 12th place there. Easy pickings there for him. Still watching this battle going on here for P6. Justify and Brinky continuing to give each other a bit of hell in this race. But Brinky can't really force Justify into an opening at the moment by the looks of it. Oh, a bit wide there coming out of the final corner. Brinky living dangerously there. As here we come into turn 1 once again. He's still just too far back at the moment. Tezza in the meantime almost has broken that 1 second barrier here to Matty Pitt. Matty Pitt, his teammates still keeping him just about within that DRS threat at the moment, as Justify has managed to get ahead of Brinky up into P6, and now Trucky's getting close to Brinky, but once again Brinky's got the DRS on Justify, which means that he's able to pull away from Trucky comfortably. Freddie's moved ahead of Nelly Reggie up into P10, so Freddie now back into the points here in this race after a topsy-turvy night so far for him. Nelly Reggie has got DRS as they come down towards turn 3. He's looking up the inside. Oh, and he sends one where it wasn't really an opportunity there. Freddie managing to hold on there. Close call there between those two. But Freddie's still running in P10 at the moment. Oliver in the meantime still continuing to hassle Rexy Boy for P13 in this race. Tezamaza just under a second ahead of Matty Pitt at the moment as they're coming into turn 1. You've got Stiffmeister who's moved ahead of Nelly Reggie up into P11 as well. Trucky's still trying to hassle Brinky here. We've got Freddie who's moved ahead of T up into 9th places. They're coming over the line here to complete lap 9. So Freddie continuing to make gains in the closing stage of this race, but he's now got 8 seconds up the road to his next driver here, Trucky. So I think that P9 might be the summit of his ambitions here in this sprint race. But P9 will be a good starting position for him in the Grand Prix with the pace that he's got here tonight. Obviously was P4 I think in qualifying, so we know he's got potential here. As we see Oliver there sending on the inside of Rexy Boy. Rexy Boy keeping it ahead for the time being. You've got T who's got back ahead of Freddie here. Up into 9th place, into turn 3. But Freddie getting a cut back there. Beautifully done. And managing to get straight back ahead of him there. No dramas there for Freddie. Saw that one coming a mile off. And holds on to 9th place for now. Good driving there from the Haas driver. As you can see, Stiffmeister now looking on the inside of T into the next corner. As T's now struggling to hold on here. And Stiffmeister's going to get that move done up into P10. Into the points he goes. T now out of the points. Nelly Reggie now watching this with keen interest here. Hoping he might be able to nick a point maybe in this race. I'm saying that it's a sprint race, so actually you only get points for the top 8, I think. I may have been giving you some misinformation there. Apologies if that is the case. But Justify has lost out to Brinky. Brinky's back up into 6th place again. But Justify is trying to get a cut back here out of turn 2. Brinky gets the better exit. DRS here for Justify. He's too far away. He's not going to get close enough to make a move into turn 3. Freddie very close on Stiffmeister. Is this going to be a move here for Freddie? He's going to have to go around the long way here because Stiffmeister's going to cover that one off. Freddie slightly ahead into the braking zone, but can't get it around him. He's going to try it really hard, and he's going to make that one work beautifully there. Does Freddie up into 9th place. He managed to keep himself there around the outside and back up into that position. He goes there. Freddie's lost that position a couple of times here, but seems to now have got it at the right time here. Tezamaza, the race leader on the final lap of the race. Matty Pitt has kept him honest for the entirety of this sprint race. But I think, by the looks of things at the moment, it's going to be Tezza to get a little bit closer in the championship to V10 Ultra. In fact, do you know what? I reckon Tezza's going to take the championship lead here because he's going to score 8 points for a sprint race win. Yeah. He's going to be the leader of the championship. He's going to take the championship lead by 1 point going into the final race. As we can see, Stiffmeister and Freddie still battling over P9 and 10. Freddie now has lost out to Stiffmeister again, but this time around he's going to get the DRS down the back straight. As you can see, there's Nelly Regit here looking to get involved in this as well. Down towards turn 3, he's going to step on up the inside. Freddie keeping himself there around the outside and managing to make the move stick there, but Stiffmeister losing 2 places there, down to 11th place on the final lap of this race. Oliver's got back ahead of Rexy Boy up into P13 as well, coming through turn 3. But Tezamasa coming over the line has won the race here tonight at the Red Bull Ring for the sprint race. Matty Pitt over in 2nd, Ruck over in 3rd, with Street Boy 4th and the Mark 5th. Brinky will come over the line here to take P6 ahead of Truckee in 7th place. Justify will take the final point in 8th place ahead of Freddie, who's going to come around the final corner here just ahead of Nelly Regit. So Freddie's going to take P9, Nelly Regit 10th, with Stiffmeister over in 11th place. T comes over to take P12 in the end. In fact, T gets 11th on the penalties there ahead of Stiffmeister 12. Rexy Boy will finish this one in P13 ahead of Flair, who comes over in 14th place. Nathan over in P15. Arlenberg will be next over the line to take P16 here. In this one, he's a few seconds clear of Vita and Ultra, who's going to come over to take this one. It's going to take 17th in this one. Oliver over in 18th. Dr. Braden will be the last finisher in 19th place. Joseph retired from the race on the first lap. But that is that, guys, for the sprint race. And what an interesting race that was then. So Tazamaza taking the win. And I think it's 8 points you get for a sprint race win, in which case that would put him in the championship lead after this sprint race. But obviously the night far from over yet, because we've still got the Grand Prix to come after this. So Tezamasa, your winner, ahead of Matty Pitt in 2nd, with Ruck 3rd. Street Boy finishes in 4th ahead of the Mark 5th, with Brinky P6. Truckee 7th, and Justify taking the final point there in 8th place. But difficult sprint race there for Vita and Ultra. The was previously the championship leader, now is in 2nd place in the standings. But still a lot of racing to go, and still lots of points on the table here for him to redeem himself over the course of this one. Here we go then, lights coming on the head of the grid. We're about to get racing here at the Red Bull Ring. And it's lights out and away we go, and it looks like Matty Pitt gets a reasonable start there on the front row alongside his teammate Tezza, but Tezza leads into turn 1. You got Ruck there trying to go around the outside of Matty Pitt there as they're side by side. Matty holds on for that one. You got Brinky there moving ahead of the mark as well up into P5, and a couple of other position changes at the back. We're not quite sure. Nathan's moved ahead of the Islandberg, and we see Truckee also getting ahead of Freddie here. Oh, and Freddie's into the wall. Freddie's already out of the race here on the very first lap, and we've got a safety car straight away. What a shame there. We were just jumping on board with him as we could see he was losing a position as they were coming up to turn 2. And what a shame there, obviously, for Freddie. He's, yeah, I mean, that is starting in the mid-pack. Obviously, we know he had pace around this track. He's had a really strong season so far here at Purple Sector, but that is not the way that he would have wanted things to go here tonight for this Austrian Grand Prix. But Tezma's leading ahead of Matty Pitt in 2nd, with Rock in 3rd, Streetwood there, P4. Head of the mark in 5th, you've got Brinky 6th ahead of Justify 7th, followed by Stiffmeister 8th, Truckee 9th ahead of Flair 10th, now you're at 11th, Truckee, your X-Boy 12th ahead of Rita Ultra 13th, T 14th, Nathan 15th, Ollenberg 16th, Joseph 17th, Dr. Braden 18th, and Oliver in 19th place here, as we are currently just coming round under safety car conditions here. They haven't picked up the safety car just yet, but they will be in a second. See a few drivers coming into the pits here under the safety car. We've got Rexy Boy in as well as Joseph and Oliver. So 3 drivers coming in at the end of the first lap. So a big warm welcome to everybody currently tuning in here live on the Motive Racing channel for tonight's action here in the Purple Sector F1 League. I'm not sure if we're going to be going racing at the end of this lap. I think it looks like it is because the safety car is now speeding up and the pack is now backing off. So we're about to get underway once again here for the Austrian Grand Prix. But Tezamaza leading ahead of Matty Pitt. We've got a couple of drivers who come in for fresh off tyres. Joseph, Oliver and Truckee are the ones who have. We've lost Flair and Freddie early on here in this race, but still got 18 drivers out on the track. Obviously had a full grid tonight, which is absolutely brilliant to see, and hopefully we're going to have some more exciting racing here as the course of this one. But it looks like Tez has already gone, so he's caught them a bit unawares here. Matty Pitt I don't think was ready for that one, so we're back underway here tonight as we've got T on the back of Vita and Ultra challenging for a top 10 spot at the moment. But you can see they're all coming through the final corner right now, and Tez are leading by nearly a second already here over Matty Pitt. Rock's now challenging on the back of Matty Pitt here, so Tez are not really playing the team game in there with Matty, not really helping him out to defend from the chasing pack, despite the fact that they're teammates. Vita and Ultra's moved ahead of Nelly Reggie up into 9th place. Look at seeing that one on the timing board as Nathan's moved ahead of T up into 11th place. Round the outside he goes into turn 2. We've got Joseph moving ahead of Rex Boy as well up into 15th place. So a few changes going on in the early stages of this restart. We've got Dr. Braden there losing out to Joseph. Joseph moves up into 14th place. Justify there's moved ahead of Brinky up into P6. These two continuing to go at it as they have done over the course of the entire night so far here. But yeah, currently Nathan's keeping the pressure here on Nelly Reggie as well. Obviously Nelly Reggie's lost out to Vita Ultra already here on this restart. But currently Tezamaz are out the front, nearly a second of a gap here over Matty Pitt at the moment. We've got double yellow flags in sector 2 as T's dropping down the order here. He's dropped down to 18th place. What is going on here with T? He's obviously was in that mid-pack battle a moment ago. Oh no! T's out of the race. That is totaled there, and another safety car. Welcome back, everybody. We are back here for this Purple Sector Formula 1 race here tonight on the Motive Racing YouTube channel, as we're just watching the drivers currently driving around under safety car conditions at this moment in time, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we're getting some racing action underway in just a second. Obviously, the pack's not quite caught up to the safety car just yet, but we're just seeing Joseph closing up on the safety car now, so maybe if the race director's got any sense, he'll call it. Yes, he does. Race director there, obviously not Michael. Well, maybe actually no. Forget about that one. Anyway, here we are coming through into the final part of this lap, and we're about to get underway once again for this Austrian Grand Prix. And here we are then, underway once again. Tezemans puts his foot to the floor. Again, Matty Pitt sleepy off at the start, but this time it might cost him a position. Rocky looking to the outside here, coming down towards turn 1. Is he going to be able to get around him there? Matty Pitt squeezing him to the edge of the track. Rock managing to keep himself there with some momentum, but Matty Pitt managing to get a better exit out of turn 1 and holds on to second place there. That was a close call there for Matty Pitt. It almost cost him there, his tardiness there off of the line. But watching the rest of them coming up towards turn 2, looks like we've got side by side here in the background between somebody and somebody, not quite sure who, but Stiffmeister has moved ahead of Brinky, but Brinky's managed to get a better exit out of turn 2. They're still side by side here down towards 3, as you've got the Ferrari there, Vitan Ultra trying to get involved as well. He's looking down the inside, the 3 wide there coming into turn 3, and Vitan Ultra down the inside, makes the move on both of them there. Stiffmeister getting their move done there on Brinky as well, but what a move there from Vitan Ultra, capitalising on the other two, worrying about each other, and Vitan Ultra there is up into P7, what a move there from him. As Nathan's onto the gravel here, and he's dropping down the order here like a stone. Obviously, what a qualifying he had for the sprint race, but the rest of the night has gone pretty much Pete Tong here for him, as he's now lost out to Dr. Braden and Eilenberg as well, as Joseph's moved ahead of Oliver up into P15. But it's Tezemans leading ahead of Matty Pitt, as the story has been for most of tonight. Ruck still keeping the pressure on Matty Pitt at the moment, but he hasn't had a chance to make a move on him, because every single time we get anywhere near lap 3, there's always a safety car, so we haven't had a chance for him to get DRS yet. But I would imagine that Tezza will probably be looking at playing the team game, trying to allow Matty Pitt to stay within that 1 second barrier, because if he can do, then that will obviously help Matty Pitt to defend here from Ruck, and that will get more points for the Mercedes team. I wonder if they're going to be thinking along those lines. But the mark in the meantime is just ahead of Justify, but Justify's trying to come back in here, curving down towards turn 3. He looks to the inside, but he's too far back at the moment. Eilenberg in the meantime is on the back of Nathan. And where is Nathan? Where's Nathan? Oh, he's nowhere near him. So that's the timing board glitch there, telling us that the gap is 0.183 between Nathan and Eilenberg. As you can quite clearly see, it is not. It's a lot more than that. So I'm not quite sure why the timing board between Nathan and Eilenberg has frozen there. So I just want to completely tear that out. But Brinky in the meantime, I've got a 3 second time penalty for track limits. As they come back into turn 1 again, you've got Justify all over the back of the market. As they come out of turn 1, he's going to look to try and get a bit of a run here up the hill. As he's got DRS here. He looks to the inside, he breezes past him like he's not even there. Justify up into P5, but there's Vitan Ultra following him through as well. The Mark losing 2 places there. The Mark trying to go late on the brakes, but Vitan Ultra gets the move completed there up into 6th place. But the Mark's now going to have DRS, but Vitan Ultra's going to have DRS here on Justify, which is going to help him out and keep him ahead probably coming down towards turn 3. As here comes Vitan Ultra on the back of Justify. He looks to the inside there into turn 3, and he's going to make that move beautifully there to Vitan Ultra. Again, another instance where he's regained 2 places in the space of a couple of 100 metres there. Vitan Ultra now up into 5th place, can now try and chase after the leaders. He could be a threat for this race win, you know. He's not too far from Tezza and Matty Pitt here. The man who came into tonight with the championship lead obviously now trails Tezza by just 1 point after the sprint race, but continuing to really make gains here over the course of this one. We've got Dr. Braden is out of the race, and guess what time it is? Tez are currently leading the race here ahead of Matty Pitt, currently half a second between him at the moment. I didn't realise my mic was muted there, whoops. But you've, currently very tight here between the Mercedes drivers as Varrock's all over the back of them as well. Street Boy right with them, and Vita Ultra now running in P5 after everything that's gone on here is now, almost within a second of the lead. So what an incredible sort of turn up here for him. But Vita Ultra is looking to the inside here of Street Boy into turn 3, and he's made that move happen there as Vita Ultra up into 4th place. Lovely move there from him. Nelly Regis on the back of Brinky in about 8th place as well. Let's see a bit of wheel spin there for Nelly Regis getting onto the power coming out of turn 3, but keeping it together forward now. But the whole pack all very bunched up right now. It's barely anything between all 16 drivers here. Less than 10 seconds, I reckon, covering the entire pack. We've got Freddie who's left the session here. And Rexy Boy has moved ahead of Island Berg as well up into 12th place. So he's done pretty nicely there. But Tezerazo in the meantime is just under a second ahead of Matty Pitt in the moment. Stiffmeister's got a 3-second time penalty there for track limits. He's also making a move here on Truckee up into P10 there through turn 1. So Stiffmeister up a position, but obviously with his track limit penalty, that's going to cost him at the end of the race. Rexy Boy now moving ahead of Truckee as well. So Truckee's left out 2 places there in the space of a couple hundred metres. Could be 3 places here, because Island Berg's now all over the back of him as well, coming up towards turn 3. Turn 2, should I say, as he gives him a bit of a tap there to Island Berg. Bit of push to pass there maybe from him, but he's looking to go side by side here down towards turn 3. And Island Berg there moves ahead of Truckee, so Truckee is down 3 places in 1 lap. Stiffmeister's now moved ahead of Anelli Regit, and V10 Ultra's moved ahead of Rock up into 3rd place now as well. V10 Ultra continuing his recovery drive here. Truckee and Island Berg side by side. Island Berg's made that move there into 12th place round the outside of turn 4. Job done there for Island Berg. Freddie in the comments says, how's it going, Andy? I got bullied in that race. It seemed like every incident that was going, it seemed like everyone around you just had like it was magnetic to your car. You must have had a magnet on your car, mate. You must have had like a magnet on your car which said, please crash into me, because you seemed like you were just getting caught up in everybody else's mistakes. Stiffmeister's moved ahead of Brinky up into 8th, and Brinky's lost out to the mark as well. Mark on the inside there into turn 2 has made that one happen there on Brinky, so that's job done there for him. Nelly Regit now looking to try and get involved here as well. He's got DRS on all of them, and it's going to be 3 wide into turn 3. How's this going to end here between all of these? Nelly Regit making 2 position gains there on the inside there at the Aston Martin, and Nelly Regit there getting ahead of the mark up into P8. Lovely move there from Nelly Regit, but Brinky waiting in the background here. Mark though in the midst of all of this, as you got contact there between Brinky and the mark, as the mark managing to stay ahead there in that one. Rexy Boy now attacking on the back of Brinky here as they come through turn 5, but too far back, can't make a move there. And Rexy Boy has now got Island Berg pressuring him down towards the penultimate corner, and Island Berg's going to make that move, is he? And sorry, Rexy Boy's not going to make that move. Island Berg staying ahead of him for the time being there. Brinky all over the back of the mark here as they come over the start-finish line to complete that 14. As I look to the inside into turn 1, he's not going to make that one happen from there though. Now Regit now looking on the back of Stiffmeister as well, having made that double overtake, that slingshot manoeuvre there down towards turn 3 on the previous lap. He's now looking to try and get P7 here, as V10 Ultra's got ahead of Matty Pitt up into 2nd place, and Matty Pitt's lost out to the Rock here as well. So Matty Pitt there losing 2 places in that one, and V10 Ultra's now only got a clear track between himself and Tezamaza, but 4 seconds is going to be a big amount of time to overhaul there for him. Justify still just ahead of Stiffmeister and Nelly Regit at the moment. We've got Rexy Boy and Island Berg battling over 11th place, as Island Berg's moved back ahead of Rexy Boy here. These two continuing to trade places at the moment. Joseph in the meantime still on the back of Nathan here in this battle for 15th place as well. He's got DRS here down towards turn 2. Is he going to be able to make this one happen? Here we go. Closing speed, loop move, getting closer and closer and closer. Looking to the outside, and that's going to be job done there surely for him. As long as he can keep his momentum here around the outside, he can get onto the power, and I said early. Bit of wheel bang there between the two of them, but that's job done there for Joseph up into P15 as Mark's into the pits here at the end of lap 15. In the meantime, Ruck is trying to come back here at V10 Ultra as they come down towards turn 2, and he's going to look to the inside here. It's Ruck. Is this going to be job done there for him? He goes late on the brakes. Has he gone too late on the brakes though? V10 Ultra's going to try and get the cut back here. He'll have DRS down towards turn 3. Here we go. The Ferrari looking to the inside. He's got himself alongside here as V10 Ultra. Here we go then. DRS wide open there for the Ferrari, and he gets himself back up into P2 there without any dramas. V10 Ultra back up into that position. Justify and Stiffmeister going at it here into turn 3, and Stiffmeister there on the inside gets that one back ahead of Justify. Good battles here between these drivers right now. Really exciting racing here overall. Right, Nelly Regic's still waiting in the wings behind these at the moment as they continue to battle it out. Matty Pitt's still keeping Ruck on his toes. The battle for second place is still very much on here. V10 Ultra can't shake Ruck and Matty Pitt. I think maybe Tezza might be the one who's going to be bringing it home for quite a easy win as things stand. But V10 Ultra's coming into the pits. He's going for the undercut here. He wants to get himself out of harm's way. He wants to get himself out of all these battles which are going on between himself, Matty Pitt and Ruck. He wants to get well out of the way and get his foot down, try and close that gap to Tezza, and he's managed to get a decent pit stops there, and he's off and on his way on some hard tyres which will take him to the end of this race for sure. And still a long way to go here for him, but obviously with the undercut he might be able to get some quicker lap times in. With Tezza Mazza out the front, who's going to be doing the quicker lap times at this point? That's going to be an interesting one. We've got Nathan there doing the fastest lap of the race on fresh soft tyres, 107.1 there from him. Obviously he had a good qualifying session for the sprint race. Ended up P2 on the grid, but after that it kind of all went downhill for him. Arlenberg's moved ahead of Brinky up into 8th place. That's also another move there. Trucking within a second of Rexy Boy as well here. Nathan trying to pressure the back of Joseph, obviously. They're both on fresh soft tyres, or fresh-ish. They're not like fully fresh now, but Tezamos are into the pits here at the end of lap 17. Now let's see how much time V10 Ultra's managed to gain on Tezza over the course of this outlap. Tezza's just coming to the end of the pit lane now. He's now off of the limiter. V10 is coming over the start-finish line. So Tezza into turn 1 now. Just on the exit of turn 1. V10 Ultra about 4 seconds behind, so really V10 Ultra hasn't gained anything at all on Tezza, despite obviously putting those tyres on a lap earlier. So Tezza didn't lose any time despite being on worn out mediums compared to V10 Ultra's fresh hards. They're now on they're both now on fresh mediums, or fresh hards should I say. So at this point now it's looking like Tezza should have the upper hand here in this one. Stiffmeister looking down the inside of Street Boy as he makes that move and it makes it stick, but Street Boy's not giving this one up, trying to keep it around the outside here for turn 5. In the end has to concede that one, and Stiffmeister's got that job done there up into what's currently 3rd place, but obviously by the time we get to the end of the race, when everyone's pitted, that will all change. Ruck still battling here with Matty Pitt, and Matty Pitt's into the pits here, so Matty pulling the trigger here. And if he can get himself in between Tezza and V10, he will be playing a corker here for V10's chances of getting onto the getting the win, and it will be playing the game for his teammate Tezza as Matty Pitt's off and away now. Now who's going to come out ahead out of Matty and V10? There's Matty coming to the end of the pit lane, and V10's going to come out well ahead of him, I think, here. Easy there. V10 into turn 1. There's Matty Pitt just coming into turn 1 now. So V10 Ultra there has managed to get himself into clean air, and he's got 4 seconds between himself and Tezza, so over 18 laps, 4 seconds. It's not completely impossible here. V10 Ultra can lap around a quarter of a second lap quicker than Tezza, and he'll have a good chance at putting him under pressure here in the last part of this race. Could have a chance at getting the win here if he continues this momentum, but Oliver's lost out to the mark, and Nathan down to 14th place. Nathan getting closer to the back of the mark into turn 3, but too far back at the moment. Tezza's trying to cut his way through the traffic here. He's got Rexy Boy just in front of him here. Have we got a safety car? Why have we got a safety car? Did Dr. Braden crash out? I swear, didn't he already crash out? I'm not sure. Well, safety car deployed. That's a bit of a strange one. Here we are then, guys. We're about to go once again here for the Austrian Grand Prix here at Purple Sector. We've got Eilenberg, who's managed to inherit the lead because of some strategic pit stops here. He's taking a bit of a risk here by staying out because obviously he's on very worn out tyres and he has to probably pit again in this race, I would have thought. Although maybe he's going to try and go to the end because with some of these laps being under safety car, maybe his tyres might be able to hold on here. But Eilenberg leads into turn 1. You've got Tesmazer in second place just behind him as they're coming up towards turn 2. Tez's got a bit of a run here and he's going to look to the outside. Surely he's going to make this move routinely here is Tesmazer. He's managed to breeze past him there without any major issues. We've got move being shaped up there in the background. V10 Ultra has moved ahead of Ruck, but Ruck's managed to just get back ahead of him coming out of turn 2. They're still side by side. V10 Ultra managing to complete that move there as he squeezes around the outside there. But Tezza leading ahead of Eilenberg coming into turn 3 at the moment. There's Stiffmeister ahead of V10 Ultra, followed by Rock. You've got Street Boy, Matty Pitt, Nelly Edgett ahead of Brinky, followed by Justify, with Rexy Boy to Mark. Trucky there ahead of Oliver, Nathan and Joseph running at the back there. A lap down as he just run wide there onto the gravel there as well. So he's struggling a bit here in this one. But Stiffmeister now attacking the back of Eilenberg here. Eilenberg obviously on his worn tyres is going to be vulnerable here to the rest of these drivers, that's for sure. Got Ruck with a penalty there, Prinky as well, so drivers picking up time penalties here on this restart. Cold tyres probably causing them to run wide of those white lines and pick up those penalties there. Ruck in the meantime is on the back of V10 Ultra as they're running still pretty close here for 4th and 5th places. Stiffmeister there making a move on Arlenberg as they go through the penultimate corner. He's made that move brilliantly there as well. You've got Vita Ultra looking up the inside of Arlenberg there as they come through the final corner. He's now looking on to come up the inside there of Arlenberg, but Arlenberg going to hold that one on the outside for now. Now you're Edge attacking on the back of Matty Pitt here as well. Matty Pitt's moved there up ahead of Street Boy up into P6. And Nathan there on this timing board has moved ahead of Truckee up into 13th place. Arlenberg there making a move on Stiffmeister up into P2. Vita Ultra there managing to get a much better exit there than Matty Pitt coming out of turn 2. He's got himself up into 4th place there as Vita Ultra. Matty Pitt trying to come back at him, gives him a bit of a tap there as Matty Pitt. But they all get it turned in nonetheless. No dramas there for any of them. No damage, I don't think. There was nothing coming off of the car. Stiffmeister getting closer to the back of Arlenberg here into turn 1. A little bit too far away. Matty Pitt's moved ahead of Eton Ultra up into 4th place. There's Brinky there getting ahead of Justify up into P9, but Justify alongside here up the hill towards turn 2. Justify there making that move up into 9th place once again. Nathan in the meantime is moving ahead of the Mark. Oh, and there's contact. Oh no, and the Mark and Nathan and Truckee coming all together, and we've got another safety car. I'm not sure what I've just seen here, but Arlenberg seems to have a bit of damage there on the front wing, so I think he must have run into the back of Tezza there. I don't quite know what was going on there, whether there was a bit of brake checking or whether Arlenberg just didn't see the corner coming or something. I'm not quite sure what's happened here, but Arlenberg has got to come in, and that will put him right to the back of the pack here. Doesn't look like we're going to be going this time around because the Mark isn't quite caught up to the pack yet. But yeah, Arlenberg, no surprise there, coming into the pits. And they're going to be coming around for at least one more go here. Street Boy also into the pits. So was it Street Boy who Arlenberg had that thing with? Difficult to tell at the moment, but nonetheless, they'll have time to join the back of the pack, but they will be in 11th and 12th places. It's going to be 8 laps to the flag from the time that this safety car comes in. I'm not quite sure why the safety car is still out here. That should have definitely been coming in at the end of that lap. Everybody's caught up to the pack. I don't really know why the safety car is still out here, to be honest with you. Oh, Street Boy making the most of that, coming into the pits. Here we are then, back underway here at the Red Bull Ring for the, what hope will be the final safety car restart. But nonetheless, it's Justify who's picked up a 3-second time penalty there for track limit warnings. We're coming over the line here to start lap 30 of the race. 7 laps left to go here in this Austrian Grand Prix. We've got Stiffmeister there making the move on Justify into turn 1. He's made that move there stick as well. As we're watching the rest of them all coming through the pack right now. No other position changes right now. But Tesla's already got nearly a 2-second gap out the front despite being on worn hard tyres. Stiffmeister on his fresh soft has got Justify on the back of him as V10 Ultra's made the move there into 4th place. He goes a little bit deep there on Matty Pitt though. Matty Pitt trying to do his best to fight for his teammate who's currently on worn out hard tyres out the front. Tesla's best hope in this race is that V10 Ultra makes an absolute meal of making his way back through the pack, but V10's already moved through ahead of Justify up into 3rd place. Matty Pitt though following him through and tracking that Ferrari of V10 Ultra the best he can at the moment. Stiffmeister running in 2nd place, doesn't seem to be able to stick with Tezza at the moment. And obviously the further we go into this final stint, the more and more those soft tyres will be wearing out, so that gain that you get from being on the soft will be petering out as we speak. But at the moment Tezza has got a pack of cars closing in on him on his worn out hard tyres here, so he's playing a risky game here by staying on those tyres. But over the line here to start lap 31, 6 laps left to go here for this Austrian Grand Prix, and the gap is only just over a second between Tezza and Stiffmeister at the moment, so they are all coming for this man who's out the front. Ruck has moved ahead of Brinky. Brinky's lost out to Nelly Regit as well, so Brinky down 2 places in that one. But we've got to keep an eye on this development at the front here, because Tezza has got the lead, but for how much longer with these drivers behind him right now? And we're going to have much better traction coming out of these slower corners. They're going to have much better grip through the fast corners. I mean, what on earth has he got to defend himself here? He's just on worn out hard tyres. They're all going to have such an advantage over him here. Rexy Boy is on the back of Justify right now, battle for P5 as well. We've got Eilenberg all over the back of the mark there, batting over 9 places. We've also got Eilenberg who's just managed to keep ahead of Brinky there. Brinky tried to make that move into turn 4, couldn't make it happen there. But yeah, loads of action right now in the closing stage of this race. Rexy Boy's moved ahead of Justify up into P5, going into the ultimate corner. That's dropped down there for him. He makes that one stick there. Ruck is on the back of Deist as well. He's looking to try and get himself into this battle here for P5 as Brinky there's moved ahead of Eilenberg up into P10 into the points here as they come over the line to start lap 32. Eilenberg throwing a little feint to the inside there into turn 1, too far back though. And Ruck's lost it. What's happened to Ruck? Ruck's had a horror show there, and he's also Nelly Regit's moved ahead of Justify there up into P5. Rock's dropped down to 11th place here and is now well out of any battles here. Nelly Regit trying to defend here from Justify as well, as Justify's lost out there to the mark, got a poor exit out of turn 2 And Mark there up into P6, Justify down to P7 here in that one. Tezza in the meantime has got this pack of cars absolutely all over the back of him right now. The Mark's moved ahead of Nelly Regit there to pick up his P5. Brinky's also got ahead of Justify. So Justify, he's also on worn hard tyres like the race leader Tezza is, and is dropping backwards here in these closing stages. The Mark's been passed back again there by Nelly Regit as these two continue to battle it out over 5th place. Tezza has got the lead, but for how much longer? With the tracing pack here behind him, they're all going to have DRS on each other as well in a second, so that's only going to pay more dividends there for them. His only hope here is that the soft tyres start to drop off a cliff in a second, but I reckon they've got a good 5 laps in them before that happens. Here we go then, Stiffmeister getting a bit closer here, but still no DRS this time by the looks of it. Oh no, there is DRS, and he's got it, and he's looking to the inside, but Tezza covers on the inside line off for the time being, and Stiffmeister they're going a little bit wide. V10 Ultra trying to get him on the exit there, can't do it. Matty Pitt sneaks through up into 3rd place. Matty Pitt there playing an absolute blinder here for his teammate. He managed to get ahead of V10 Ultra and is now running in 3rd place. V10 trying to send one up the inside here into turn 3. Matty's going to hold it around the outside there, gets early onto the power, and Matty Pitt doing everything he can to protect his teammate's championship lead as they come into turn 4, and he's still ahead of him there is Matty Pitt, so doing a fantastic job there is Matty. Now can he put the pressure on Stiffmeister and maybe, just maybe, be a bit of a blockade here for the drivers behind him? Or is he going to try and make the move on his teammate and try and win the race? That's another question here, because obviously he's not out of the Drivers' Championship battle himself here is Matty Pitt this season. He could fancy his own chances of getting a win here, standing on the top step and maybe getting closer to the championship lead here, but Tez and Muzzer still leading the race. How on earth are we saying that? Brinky's got into 5th place. He's ahead of the Mark and Nelly Regit here as those two are side by side. Nelly Regit there losing out to the Mark. Mark getting ahead of him into turn 1 up into 6th place there. In the foreground you've got them all going at it right now. Arlenberg there's moved ahead of Nelly Regit up into 7th place. We've got Tez and Muzzer who's been passed by Stiffmeister. So Stiffmeister's not leading the race. Tez is going to try and come back at him down towards turn 3, but Stiffmeister there with the DRS open as well down towards turn 3 has managed to make that move stick beautifully there, and Stiffmeister now your race leader here, but Tez has got his teammate on the back of him. Is his teammate going to try and be play the team game here and try and back V10 Ultra off and try and protect Tez Muzer's championship lead, which he took in the sprint race earlier on? He's got a 1-point lead over V10 Ultra in the championship after the first race of tonight. Brinky in the meantime has moved ahead of the Arlenberg up into P6 as they're going through turn 5. Nelly Regit and Street Boys still waiting in the wings behind these there. Street Boys all over the back of Nelly Regit here, but Brinky looking on the back of the Mark here into the penultimate corner. They're all in a DRS train right now. Brinky might fancy his chances here coming down the start finish straight. He's going to have DRS here on the Aston Martin, but he's too far away here. He's going to have to wait a little bit longer here, maybe on the run between turn 1 and 2. I'll do the DRS zone. Oh, and there's contact in the background. Big contact there in the background. Oh, and there's, oh no, drivers out of the race there. Rexy Boy and Justify taking each other out of the race. Oh, that's incredible. No safety cars because it's too late in the race. Luckily for us. That's not what you want to be seeing though, is it? As Brinky here looking up the inside of the Mark, and he's going to try to pull off a move there. Mark trying to hold it on the outside, manages to stay ahead of him just about there in that battle between those two. Mark, they're still running in P5 at the moment. Stiffmeister still running ahead of Tezza in the battle for the lead of the race. There's V10 Ultra and Matty Pitt in the background there as they're coming through that final corner, but Stiffmeister, having got the lead off Tezza, still hasn't been able to pull away from him though. Tezza's kept him on his toes here. Maybe the soft tyres now starting to go off a little bit. Maybe Tezza's hards are now starting to be a little bit more a little bit more competitive compared to these drivers. He's got DRS now on Stiffmeister up towards turn 2. And Tezza Muzer's getting a bit closer here. Throwing a little feint to the inside, trying to force Stiffmeister into a mistake. If he can get a run out of here, he might have a chance here coming up towards turn 3. Tezza's kind of trying that wheel spin, but he's not going to be able to get a good run here because he didn't get a good exit out of turn 2. And Stiffmeister here, I think, is going to have this job done here through the final half a lap here. Can Tezza force him into a mistake? If he can't, it's going to be Stiffmeister's race here at Austria for this purple sector Formula 1 League round 10 of season 9 here, and Stiffmeister seems to have hit the front at the right time on those soft tyres. I think he's going to bring this one home here for the race win. Tezza's going to keep him on his toes all the way here on his worn out hard tyres. What a job he's done to survive all of the pressure here around him, and Tezza will hold on to his championship lead as well. ahead of Vita Ultra. He will have a 4-point lead going into the next round. But Stiffmeister here, coming through the final corner here out of the Red Bull ring. Is going to take the victory here for the Austrian Grand Prix here at Purple Sector Formula 1 League. Stiffmeister over the line, takes the win. And in fact, Vita Ultra gets it on the penalties. Oh my goodness. So Vita Ultra takes his championship lead back. Vita Ultra wins ahead of Stiffmeister, followed by Matty Pitt in third. Tezza comes over in fourth with all the penalties taken into account. The Mark over in P5 ahead of Nelly Regit 6th, followed by Street Boy 7th. Rock's going to finish on 8th place. Brinket with the last driver over the lines finishing 9th. We had 11 retirements from one race. That is unbelievable. But Vita Ultra, a fortuitous inheritant. Is that a word? Beneficiary. That's the word of a an eventful race there. And he is your race winner here tonight in the the Red Bull Ring for this Austrian Grand Prix. So Vita Ultra, fantastic job there from him. Is your winner ahead of Matty Pitt and Tezza Mazza completing the podium. Stiffmeister finishes 4th. So Tezza loses 10 points to Vita Ultra in that second race. And yeah, so he lost 6 points on him on the night. So the gap is 7 points in favour of Vita Ultra. But yeah, that is that, guys. No. Wait. No. The gap's 12 points because he finished 4th in the Grand Prix. So yeah, 12 points between Vita Ultra and Tezza going into the next round. Make sure you join us on Thursday night, guys. We're back for round 10 of season 10 here. Sorry, of round 11 of season 9 here at Purple Sector. Sorry, I'm getting my numbers jumbled up there. But yeah, we'll be back on Thursday night at 8 PM UK time for round 11 of the season. And we will be at... Wait, where's the race calendar? February 29th, we'll be at Great Britain. Silverstone, British Grand Prix. Join us for that, guys. We'll be back on Thursday night, 8 PM UK time, as I said before. See you then. Good night.